Alright, so before I get this started, I'm just looking on my computer right now and I see that I'm up to 253 subscribers. Um, I just wanted to personally thank each and every one of you that watch the videos and have subscribed to this channel. Um, Whenever I started, I didn't really expect anybody would. I didn't expect anything. Um, I just kind of thought, well, I'll just roll with it and see if anybody actually watches these. But I just want to thank everyone that subscribed and everyone that watches the videos and comments. I read through them all and try to respond to every single one of them. At the moment, it's a little I'm a little busy on time between work, schoolwork, and working on the farm, but I do read through all of them and all that fun stuff. So, anyways, figured I'd say that. This week and next week in PA, it is rifle deer season. The favorite time of the year. It's the time of the year that I get to go take revenge on the deer that have caused an ass ache all over the growing season, mowing off the tops of the beans and flattening out the corn and all that good stuff. So I figured I'd just give the little rundown on the first deer I got. I was 21 actually. I'm filming this on. So, anyways, I'm filming this on Thursday, December 1st. My 21st birthday is tomorrow, which is Friday, December 2nd, and you guys will see this video on Saturday, December 3rd, the day after my birthday. And no, I'm not going out partying Friday night because I don't want to be all hungover to go into the woods Saturday morning for hunting. I don't want to know what it's like going hunting with a hangover. Just not going to happen. I'd like to enjoy hunting season on Saturday instead of being miserable. But anyways, yeah. So the first deer I got, well, I was 12. No. Was I 12? No, I missed one when I was 12. I was 13 when I got my first one. Whenever I was 12, I missed a 6-point buck. It would have been the first deer I ever shot, and it was actually a pretty nice 6-point. It wasn't a small little scrawny stuck together 6-point. It was a pretty nice wide 6-point, probably something like this. But I missed it. Yeah, I was bummed. I missed it because that was the year I goofed around and didn't send in my application for a doe tag on time, so I didn't get a doe tag that year. So all I had was a buck tag. So then the next year rolls around. I was 13, and it always worked out that my birthday would fall on the Friday, before before doe season would come in. Whenever I started hunting, I think for 2 years, it was 2 solid weeks of buck and doe. You could just mow them off. The crops those years were beautiful. There was hardly any deer around, so hunting them was a pain. And then the Game Commission here in PA changed it to a week of buck and a week of buck and doe, which it brought the doe population back up, is what it did. So the Friday, so doe season would always come in the first Saturday. So the Friday before that was still buck only, and I always had a half day of high school in that time because in the afternoon they would do junior interviews to get all the juniors ready for job interviews and all that stuff, which was great until I had to go through the junior interview process, and then I didn't go deer hunting that afternoon. Yeah, so then I'd always go out, and my birthday usually falls on the Friday of the junior interviews, so it was perfect because I'd go to school till 12 on my birthday, till noon on my birthday, and then in the afternoon, Pap would always take me hunting. So I'd always get to go hunting on my birthday, and I didn't have to sit in school all day long. So, yeah. Well, anyways, the first deer I had got was it was a little doe. It was a yearling. I don't remember the weights. I don't even think we weighed it. But it was, the house that we're currently living in now is in the, pretty much smack dab in the middle of our, wooded hunting ground. We're on 46 acres of woods. A nice variety woods. There's a pine grove that's, if I look to my right out the window, and down over the hill, there's a grove of pine trees and all that stuff. And then out the back, it's all pretty much hardwood, softwood stuff. And my first deer I shot was actually down in the pine grove. It was a herd of probably 5 or 6 of them came charging through. And this is where it completely, I don't remember very much of it. I was so excited at the time that these deer came plowing through that I don't remember much of it. The only thing I remember is turning, putting the deer in the scope, and the rest is history. I thought I had missed the deer, so I was kind of upset because I didn't remember squeezing the trigger on the deer. So I was kind of upset that I had missed the deer. So I walked over to the, it comes out straight and then it goes down into a gully and then it goes up on the other side. And the other side's the neighbor's property. So I had walked over and looked down the bank and there lays this deer. And I'm like, interesting. Don't remember seeing that before. And I walked and I looked at it and studied it and I'd followed the blood trail back and I'd looked and, well, I was standing right about there and did some calculations in the old head and figured out that that was my deer. I had shot a deer. So I was happier than all get out. So I went from being disappointed that I missed a deer to being happy I'd shot the deer. So I was on the phone. It was me, Dad, and Pap were out hunting at that day. So I was on the phone with Dad, calling him to come down and help me. And then I was on the phone with Pap on the phone, telling him to come, asking him to come down and help me, because I didn't know what to do. I mean, I was 13 at the time. I had never shot a deer before. I mean, they always tell you to field dress it right away, but I didn't know what to do. I mean, I had done squirrels before, but it was a deer. So they had come down and then they helped me take care of it and get it all ready to go. And we loaded it on the truck and took it back and hung it up in Pap's shed. And then that Sunday we skinned it out and cut it up and froze it and all that good stuff. But yeah, that was pretty much the first deer I had shot. Now, after that, the following year I tagged out on the same day. I had shot a little 5-point, 10 o'clock in the morning, and then 3 o'clock in the afternoon I shot a doe. And the ironic thing was that where I had shot the buck, not but 15 yards to the left, I had shot the doe. Out of the same spot in the same day. Actually, I was kind of disappointed because it was that meant I couldn't hunt the next week. And then after that I got a 6-point, which I don't know where that rack is. Come to think of it, I don't know where that rack is. Probably have to find. I should find that rack. And then last year I tagged out again. I shot a beautiful 8-point. Actually, I have that here in the house. I'll stop it and go show you. Yeah, so here's the 8-point I shot last year. I got it mounted and everything. It's a pretty nice looking deer. It was just one of those freak things. I sat down and was playing on my phone and looked up and there it was. So, and here it is. I got it mounted and everything. Actually, Pap went and had it mounted and gave it to me as a Christmas present. So I ended up getting my deer as a Christmas present, which was kind of funny. But yeah, so there's the deer. Yeah, so that's what the deer that I had shot last year. That was one of those I shot it right before dark. So I ended up doing everything in the dark. Thankfully, Dad's Farm OH had working lights. I just went down with the tractor, shined the lights on it, took care of it, hooked the chain around it, and drug it up with the tractor. And then put it on my truck and hauled it up to the butcher shop. And they took care of it and had it ground and all that good stuff. This year, I don't know what's to come yet. I went out this morning and I literally walked up probably 15-20 yards of me. I wasn't paying attention and didn't see him. I walked up on a doe and a little 5-point. I could have had the 5-point. You could tell it was a young one because it was dumb. Because the older ones, as soon as they see you, they just take off. They just take off and run away from you. But this one like ran a little bit, stopped, looked at me. We had a staring contest for probably 5 minutes. And then it slowly came back to me, which I didn't really care. I had it in the scope and I was all ready to go, but the way it was standing, I didn't know it was a 5-point. It was looking at me straight on, and the way the rack was, you could only see these two, and like it literally looked like this. But I didn't see it that there was actually a point right here on it to make it a 5-point. I had a clear as perfect shot on it. But it backed up behind a couple trees, and I lost my shot, and then it turned its head so I could see it was a clear 5-point, and it was a little deer. I figured I'll wait till next week whenever I haven't shot anything yet. I'll let it go through. If I go out again tonight and see it, I'll probably shoot it because somebody will shoot it Saturday during doe season, when everything's really hopping and moving. But at 9:30 in the morning, there's a really nice 8-point around here somewhere. There's a nice 8-point, a really nice 6-point, and this little 5-point. So I'd prefer to get the 6-point or the really nice 8-point. That, and there's a really nice 6-point at the farm too, unless the neighbor's already got that. But yeah, so that's just what a little story about deer hunting. I'm thinking I haven't gotten anywhere on the 6620. That's still at the same spot it was in the last video of taking the bearing off. I'm gonna have to take a bearing and the housing to the dealership and have them press it out because we don't have a press. And it's pressed in and I can't beat it out with the sledgehammer. I already tried and destroyed the bearing. So that's at the same spot that is. At the moment, I'm thinking of getting bottle calves. The not having cows on the farm is just killing me. And we can't really, for reasons that I can't talk about. We can't get feeder cattle again, but we can get bottle cows. Because we can just keep them in the barn and feed them. And I'm thinking since Christmas break for school's coming up, I'm thinking about maybe going and getting 3 or 4 of them. Because I'll have almost 4 weeks off. And wean them at the 4-week mark, and then by that time it'll have turned cold and bitter, and Pap will be off work, and then he can feed them when I can't. So that's just something I'm thinking about. So, well, my phone's about ready to fill up here on the memory. So, thanks for watching, and please comment, rate, and subscribe. Have a good day, guys.